We're going through the Course in Miracles, chapter 1. And did you want to go through those verses again? You said you wanted notes on the verses.
6 and 7, if that's okay.
So we'll start with 6.
Okay.
I'll go back 1 and then I'll get to 6. So verse 5. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. Mm-hmm. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just important to realize or remember what a miracle is. A miracle is not a supernatural change in the world. The miracle is forgiveness. And so if miracles and like in verse 5, miracles are habits and should be involuntary, it's natural for ourself to love ourself. Like that's the natural state. And accept ourselves and embrace ourselves. If you think about somebody stabbing themselves in the hand, that's really abnormal. There's got to be some sort of serious psychological problems for someone to hurt themselves intentionally like that. Yeah. But it's not abnormal in our world for someone to say something mean to somebody else and supposedly hurt them. At least in all appearances, it seems like they hurt somebody else. So the involuntary thing or natural state of our true self is to love. It's like, well, in a state of love, in our true self, the natural state without all of the boundaries and the judgments and all the preconceived ideas that really make us suffer and go crazy in our head is without all that, it's to love. It's an open heart. You walk outside with a big smile, and the person in front of you with a machete and a scary mask, you give them a hug, right? The only reason we know that not to give that person a hug is all of our experience that you don't give the scary person a hug. Doesn't mean that you cannot learn how. It's not a bad thing to learn how to operate in the world. Right. But it does mean that our true natural state is that of love, and love doesn't see boundaries, and love doesn't see differences.
Yeah. So the person doesn't necessarily have to have a machete, but if they're angry, like give them a hug. I've done that with Jared, where he's angry and I just hold his hand.
Or at least, that's wonderful. Or at least don't resist their resistance. There's something really strange about resistance that other people give when they're dishing out fear or anger or massive sorrow, is we want to resist it. We want to, if they're crying, oh, don't cry, or if they're angry, like, what's your problem? It's like we give them back what they're giving us. Yeah. And when we do that, it's received as resistance. Mm-hmm. It feels like that. And when we feel resistance, it feels like attack. So I'm not trying to attack you, but when I match your lower resonant state of fear or anger or sorrow or whatever, when I match it, not as compassion, but when I actually give back what you're giving me to that person, it feels like you're attacking them. And it may not be your intention, but that's what it feels like. And then, if you're getting attacked, the natural response to that is also to attack. And so it's like the angry person, you go in and you're trying to help, and then they attack you, and you're like, what's your problem? And but they felt like they're being attacked, or they feel in their mind bad about how they're being, and so they're like, just get away. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get away. I don't even know why I try.
You're not really good at that.
And it just unravels, right? And so the initial proper state is neutrality, non-resistance. And in that non-resistant state, you can at least be curious. Like, I wonder what's going on there. You know, I might have told you about the Philharmonic. I think it was the San Francisco Philharmonic conductor, uh, Xander Wild. I forget his name. Really beautiful man. He he teaches his students. He's a conductor, an orchestra conductor.
Yeah.
You know, the guy with the wand,
Yeah.
keeping the beat. He teaches his students every time they mess up to say how fascinating. So they mess up really bad and they go, how fascinating. And he has them throw their hands up like that. How fascinating. And it's a way better thing than I messed up. Oh, because your body wants to kind of crumple down in the fetal position.
Yeah.
But would you throw your body open like that
Oh, interesting.
and you use your word instead of I'm crumpled position, fetal crumpled position, oh no, I messed up, versus throw your body open, hands out wide, how fascinating. It changes your state. And that's moving towards our natural state, because miracles are natural, and our natural state is miracles. And another way to say that is our natural state doesn't have the judgments of how anything should be. Everything is fascinating. Everything is wonderful as it is, because it is wonderful as it is. It may not be wonderful for my judgment or my desired end, my ulterior motive that I'm trying to get to. It may not be wonderful for that. But ultimately, if you go back far enough, it's like someone's yelling at me, I get fired from my job, my wife leaves me,
Yeah.
my kids get sick. I don't know, like think of the worst type things. It's like, well, how could that possibly be fascinating? Well, I don't know. What good can come from it? Could a disruption in a life that totally derails one path into another path could possibly lead to a totally different magical path? Of course that could happen. I mean, that's the basis for just about every good movie we've seen.
That's what we're learning about in our Bible study right now, actually.
What?
Growth is right on the other side of the hardship.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's important, that's all true. So the interesting thing about the Course is there's multiple levels of lesson. So growth is on the other side of hardship. That's like the development of the personality, which is not a bad thing. But that's not what the Course is teaching. The Course is teaching that you're free, and you're not your body, and you're not your personality, and all this stuff is an illusion.
Okay, well that's nice.
So growth on the other side of difficulty says that, hey, your personality can be trained, which is true to an extent. It really can.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful thing. And sometimes, the Course says forgiveness saves you thousands of years of learning. And so how do I save thousands of years of learning? Well, that means that I don't live 1,000 years, or I don't live thousands of years, so obviously it's talking about multiple lives.
Yeah.
But it's also saying that these lives aren't even real, ultimately real. They're for sure a real experience.
Yeah.
But ultimately the reality is spirit, that which never changes. And so my ultimate reality, my real me, so to speak, is not this thing, this personality that has a life. And so as I learn to forgive and let things go, my personality does develop, and I am happier, really, because this habit, it's really just habit, this thought that turns into a line of thoughts, that turns into a belief, and then that belief coupled with a bunch of beliefs becomes a personality, and then that personality becomes this identity,
Yeah.
and we think that's me.
Yeah.
It's really not
we don't
me.
have to like place a word on it, because I place a word on my identity a lot. Like, I'm such a mean person. I'm such a bitch. I'm so harsh.
Yeah.
I'm so harsh all the time.
Yeah.
That's my personality. To me, is what I say, and I say it out loud a lot, and I shouldn't.
Yeah. Like I'm lucky. Same thing.
Yeah,
It's the
right.
other side.
Exactly, the other extreme.
Yeah.
And I realized that the other day when my friends were like, "Don't say that. You're not like that. You're not that way."
Yeah.
You know, because we had an incident on Friday.
We had an incident.
It wasn't fun.
We had an incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so here we are in the middle of this fluid thing. Have you ever seen those videos where they have sand, really fine sand on top of a speaker diaphragm, and they turn it on and it vibrates, and it makes all those patterns? That's what life is.
Yeah.
Life, and you see the pattern, you're like, look, can't you see the pattern? Of course it's real.
Yeah.
It's right there. But then all you do is like, boop, turn the frequency, and it's like, whoomp, and it goes into a different pattern. And you could say, that's completely different pattern. It's completely different. You've changed. Well, yes and no. It looks different, but is it the same stuff? It's the same stuff. And so, that's us.
Yeah.
So what frequency do you want to turn your knob to? We can have a lower frequency. It's fine. And sometimes we forget that we have a knob, a frequency knob, and we get stuck on those lower frequencies.
Sure. Yeah.
And then even when we remember, we turn the frequencies higher, we get uncomfortable with the higher frequency.
Sure.
And we think, oh, I can't just let all this bad stuff slide.
Yeah.
You want me to just let it all go?
Yeah.
The world, my family, the world, everything would just fall apart if I let it go. It's like, well, would it? It's,
No.
you know, it's our addiction to these.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
These particular frequencies.
I felt that way when my cat passed away, and I wanted to blame the vet, and I was like, I need justice, you know. And then
Yeah.
I was like, never mind. Like, it's not. This was supposed to happen. I feel bad saying that, but I
Yeah.
was like, everything is happening the way it's supposed to be, and I need to accept that, and like, just remember the love and gratitude that I had for the time that we had with him.
Well, and even more than that, so that is the world of form, but in the world of reality, according to the Course, it never happened. The loss never happened. Because this was supposed to happen
No,
is
you're right.
accepting a bad thing, and now I can't change it, and
Yeah.
I have to get over it, and it's bad, but I'm just going to try to forget about it.
Yeah.
But what made it bad was the basic
The thoughts
belief,
that I put on it.
yeah, is that now I can never be with my loved one.
Yeah.
Well, is it true that I can never be with my loved one? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that the form did
Yeah.
change.
I know. I still talk to him.
Yeah, form changes, but is that loved one gone? I don't think so.
I still talk to him. I think the other cats talk to him too.
Right. Absolutely. Could you be closer to somebody after they leave their body? There's for sure cases where you're closer to
Yeah.
people. Now they become your guardian
felt
angel,
closer
and
to
they
Jared's dad.
now you don't have that lower frequency form to actually deal with. You know what I mean? That's like my grandpa. He was such a pain in the ass. He's a beautiful man, but also a pain in the ass. Wow. And we actually made it. I had a T-shirt with his picture on it, and I made the T-shirt into a bear. Have you seen those things where you can make
yeah.
stuffed animals out of clothing?
Yeah.
And so we have Papa Ken Bear,
So cute.
and it's really cute.
I love it.
I have such warm feelings when I'm with my Papa Ken Bear. That's my kid's doll, but it's kind of my doll.
Yeah. I had a doll when Daddy passed away. Jared bought me a fake cat doll.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
6 miracles are natural.
Yeah, that's what we
When
just
they
did.
do not occur, something has gone wrong.
That's what we just did.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Miracles are right. 7 miracles are everybody's right.
Right.
Everyone's right. but purification is necessary first. So the miracles are everybody's right, meaning not like you can have them, but they're already available. Or you can even, if you think about them, it's just a removing of the boundaries.
Yeah.
The only one who determines if you remove the boundaries are you. So of course there you're right.
Right.
It's easy. It's just so easy to say that if my spouse or my kids or my boss or my person on the freeway or my body would do things differently or stop doing things to me or start doing things to me, then there could be a miracle. It's like life is conspiring to give you those opportunities to think that in order for us to let it go.
Sure.
But the miracle is me letting it go.
Okay. Get that.
So Jesus didn't see things needing to change. Jesus saw interconnection. When Jesus looked out into the world, he didn't see people trying to harm him. He saw brothers and sisters. He saw people doing the best they could, or even more so. I mean, that's a great start. They're doing the best they can.
Yeah. I think even in that book, it said something like, love thy enemy didn't come from Jesus because he didn't have any enemies. He didn't see them as enemies. It came from John the Baptist or something.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Yeah. Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul came in and he basically was a really good Jew, Paul was.
Yeah.
And so he had a legitimate experience with Jesus on the road of whatever that road was. I forget. Incredible experience. And so then what does he do with it? Well, he puts this awesome experience in the context that he already knows, which is Judaism. And so he's trying to make everybody good Christian Jews.
Yeah.
And so, the
All these rules.
great thing about Judaism is they got some great rules, lots of rules. And so he was doing the best he could too.
Yeah, for sure.
But purification is necessary for the miracle, and that purification. So what is the process? Well, that's life.
Removing the boundaries.
Here we are. And how do I know? The thing that gives me actually a lot of comfort is this purification process that is customizable to each one of us. As in, this world, I think my entire world, like this existence, personality called Javon, and this whole universe that I experience is customized for me. And everything that happens to me and comes my way, and every opportunity that I get to experience requires everything else happening. The universe itself has to exist the way it is for the earth to exist the way it is.
Yeah.
And then the earth and all of its complexities and chemistry.
Sure. We all have different perspective, which means we view the world in different ways, which means we can all add our own creative whatever it is to create the world. So that there's engineers and then there's artists and there's whatever. So
well, there's that, and then there's also just the physical makeup. Yeah. Like for Southern California to exist, the rest of the world has to exist the way it is.
Sure.
The whole butterfly effect. It's all connected. It's all connected physically. Well, at least in this physical existence that we have is run by rules that come really from our mind, but it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It's all in the same mind, so that's why it's so fluid. We actually share that one same mind. That's why both of our fantasies can work so well together. It's because it's from one mind. Like both of our separate experiences are in the same one mind. But that said, everything that comes my way, if that's true, is my gift and designed for me. If you can look at it like everything is designed to have a special torment for you.
Lovely.
Or you could look at it to be like everything is designed to free that thorn that's stuck inside you, that's causing you the pain.
Okay.
And just like that animal with the thorn in its paw, it's like everyone trying to pull out that thorn and help it.
Yeah.
The animal's like biting at them.
It's just crazy that we
'Cause
even
it hurts more.
have the thorns in the first place, from being a child to, an adult, like that we've gathered the thorns in our body. I don't know.
Well, that is crazy, but I think it's even crazier that we're having this experience at all. That is a mystery, and I can only imagine that at some point it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like this is fun, you know.
Sure.
It's because the nature of being a person in a human body is combative and dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, because you can die so easy. It's like
Sure.
fairly easy to die in this body.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a beetle that can get whacked by a car and just keep on walking. You know, you're fragile.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw the picture of the guy who wrote the other book, and he looks so happy. Like,
Gary Renard. Yeah.
I'm like, he's got it.
he is a character, man. I like him a lot. But there's a story about in that same light. There's a story about a person that has the ability to dream. I want to probably leave out a bunch of good stuff here, but they're able to dream and have a whole life when they dream. And then at first, if you had that ability and you had like a real life when you went to bed, and you woke up and it wasn't just a normal dream, it was like transported to a life. At first, you'd probably be rich and famous and do all the fun stuff that you can possibly imagine. But after, I don't know, 100 years of that, there's probably going to start creeping in the need and desire for adventure. And adventure requires peril. And so what you start doing is you start adding danger. Adding danger, adding danger, adding danger. Now you're the famous girl. Like, what would it be to be the famous guy? You know, what would it be and it's like you start trying out all these different things. And you start adding a bad guy that's going to try to take it, that treasure, or going to try to kill you, or going to try to kill you, take your prize, or then try to kill your prize. Or, it's like classic movie. And it gets more dangerous, more dangerous, more dangerous. And then after hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years of that, right? It's a dream. Time is changeable for you. Maybe you decide, well, what is it like to be the villain? I wonder what that would be like. I mean, because I can just wake up. It's like, well, I'll try it out. It's just a night, right?
It's just a night, yeah.
Yeah, it's just one dream. And so then you're like, I'm going to go be a dream. And then after every night, no matter how crazy it is, you wake up, you're like, whoa, that was crazy. I didn't like that at all. Let's try this.
Yeah.
And then you go and you do something else, and then you're like, what would it be like to be more difficult? What would it be like? What would it be like to have even more challenges? What if I was disabled? What if I was this? What if I was this? Yeah. And you try it all. You try it all with an infinite amount of time.
I gotta send you a near-death experience if you want to listen to it. It's about this girl who tried it all in one lifetime. She was like saying about her pre-life where she was throwing all the boxes into the shopping cart.
Oh, geez.
It's pretty funny, but it was cool the way she explained like the souls and how we have this agreement. Like, I'm gonna be the villain, you're gonna be the good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Exactly. That's the same thing. And so when it says purification is necessary, so here we are. We're just in the middle of one of those assignments, so to speak, that is not done to us. I believe that it's a part of our choosing. And what are we doing? I don't know, to be honest. Who knows? We may find out after we die. But everything that comes our way, if we want to change our experience for the better, we need to move towards who we already are. And to experience who we already are, it's just a matter of removing the obstacles, which is what forgiveness is.
Yeah. Got it. Less judgment, more forgiveness.
Less judgment, more forgiveness. And that forgiveness, it's just, could be just lighter. Just lighter. It's all going to be okay. Like, it's a form of forgiveness is to say it's all going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're doing the best they can. It's worst case scenario, it's just this life.
Yeah.
It's just the body.
Yeah. I think today's lesson with you is really, I gained perspective. I mean, I do every time, but like this one really, I'm gonna listen to this one
Yeah. So when you're going through the lessons, don't try to get it in one day. It's a year process.
Yeah.
No hurry.